Hi, this is Allison Profit, co-host of the Soulful Entrepreneur Summit, which is happening February 27th to the 29th, 2024. Today, I am very excited to be joined by Acey Holmes from Boardless, and she is going to be joining us for our Summit Speaker Spotlight interview so that you can get to know her a little better. Acey will be joining us at the summit for a presentation called The Power of Flow, Cultivating Peak Performance and Experience with Play. So let's dive in. Hi, Acey. How are you today?
Allison, thanks for having me. I'm doing really well. Thank you.
Awesome. So we're just going to jump right in. I'd love for you to introduce yourself and tell us a little about your business.
Well, I'm Acey Holmes, and I believe adults deserve to play. So I started my company called Boardless. And what I do is culture audits, consulting, facilitation, and workshops, all based in the neuroscience of play and flow. And what this does for corporate teams is helps them lean into collaboration, communication, cohesion. That's a lot of C's. I really like alliteration. And just helps them up level their work experience, whether it's individually across teams and even to the aspect of meeting company bottom lines.
I love that so much. And the first time I saw Acey speak was at a summit here in Colorado. And I actually was in the hallway trying to decide what session to go to. I don't know if you remember this, Acey. And because there were so many great sessions at this particular event, and Acey was standing in the doorway of the room she was presenting at. She had, I think, a bright pink blazer on. And she was like, "You're probably supposed to be in this room." And I didn't really know what her presentation was. And when she told me what it was after I was already sitting, I was like, oh my gosh, my tagline for Profit Coach is that joy is the best business strategy. And I knew I was in the right place. And I knew that I was going to ask Acey to join me as a speaker without even seeing her fully like dive into her presentation. And then during the presentation, I was like, this is divine intervention that I am here. And she pulled me into her room. And so, what I would be curious to know based on that interaction and also just your own desires for what you want to bring into the world through your business, what does it mean to you to be a soulful entrepreneur?
I, ever since you told me the name, the concept and everything behind it, I think we don't use the word soul enough in, kind of everyday conversation. And I'm so enjoying having it back because there's a lot of what goes into being an entrepreneur that is heavy and intense and stressful. And it can be people that aren't entrepreneurs often view us as, oh, we're just trying to make a company to make money. And that's all it is. And it's Shark Tank and, investors and pitches and everything. And it can be so much more. And what it has been for me is that so sometimes when I'm joking with people, they say, what do you do for a living? I say, well, I made up a job. So, and I could not find a job that I wanted to do, that I knew what I wanted to do. So I made it up. And that's what I feel like it is. But that's a sillier way of saying that I looked into my soul and decided what I enjoy and what is meaningful to me and what I believe brings purpose and value to the world, and making that what my company is all about. So I am really excited to be a part of something that lets other people know, well, that one helps entrepreneurs reconnect maybe with their soul, but also getting the word out to other people that it's not just, cutthroat business deal. It can be so much more, and it can be really a wonderful thing for people to dive into.
I love that. And it makes me think about the fact that many entrepreneurs are bombarded with all of this, like you said, heavy, like logical, linear things that are so task oriented. And we get further and further away from the thing that we were seeking, which is, I have an acronym for the word job, which is a joy optimization blocker. And many of us start our businesses because we don't want a job. And then our business turns into a job because we've lost the soul, we've lost the
Yeah.
joy, we've lost the play and the fun. And I believe that the fast track to fulfilling our purpose is playful. It's joy. And yeah, I love your perspective of like, it's missing. And that's always been my passion, is like to bring it back. So in a few minutes, we're going to talk a little bit about what it is you're going to be bringing in terms of your zone of genius into the summit. But first, during the summit, the theme this year is release. And so part of what I'm excited to hear from you is when you present what you feel like you needed to release in order to be a more soulful entrepreneur. But we also really want to highlight the importance of fun. And so as a part of the process of gathering information from our speakers, we ask the speakers to share their go-to song, the song that helps them get energized or pumped up. And because we use music all throughout the event when we take breaks. And I just think music is this universal language that connects us all, regardless of what language we speak. So I'd love to know, what is your go-to song and why is it your go-to song?
So, well, first, did you watch the Rose Parade yesterday?
I did not watch the Rose Parade.
Theme of the Rose Parade yesterday was music, the universal language. So that's kind of funny that you said. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've always said that because I just think music is the universal language. I've sang in choirs since I was in 4th grade. And so I've just always been into music for my whole life. So,
well, the Tournament of Roses, the Crease. So my song is High Hopes it is Panic at the Disco, right?
Panic at the Disco.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I know.
You're like, I don't know. I just know the song and I get lost in it.
I just think I've liked Panic at the Disco for a while. I'm not raving fan or anything, but I enjoy their music. And my son, who is 10, recently got a little bit into them. So it started popping up on our playlist more. And we were on our way to school one day and I actually paid attention to the lyrics. I was like, oh, this is like maximum inspiration. The way the beat is and everything, like if you're already having a good day, it's good to support it. But if you really need, like, maybe you're down a little bit and you need to be brought back up and really think about the words, they will just like pull you right back out. So yeah, that's my song.
I love that so much. And we can't wait to share the playlist of all of our speakers' songs so that our attendees can kind of get energized leading up to, during, and after the summit as well. And so in the notes of this video, you'll see a link to the playlist. And we also have playlists from the prior 2 times that we've run this summit. I just think it's a really fun way to memorialize the event. And for me, I love listening back to it because it just refreshes all of those memories of the power of the event and just the community that we've created. So all that fun stuff out of the way, let's get to what you are most excited about sharing at the summit during your presentation, The Power of Flow, Cultivating Peak Performance and Experience with Play, which is such like a long title for the summit of your topic, but it's okay. Like it's so powerful because it does talk about all the pieces.
I'm quite neurodivergent and I really struggle with concise things.
I'm good at helping other people with it, though.
For myself, yeah. I think what I'm most excited about is there are people who are talking about flow, kind of in the mainstream. Andrew Huberman, Stephen Kotler, a number of people. And there's you can read a lot about it and you can look at concepts and suggestions for what to do, but the majority of them that I've come across anyway, really lean into just the outcome part, just that it is a peak experience and it's peak performance. So you are your best self, like just in the world and bringing it out there. And I think what gets left out a lot of the time is the reason it's that you're your best self, because it makes it sound like very hustle culture oriented, like you're working hard and you are doing this cold plunge and supplements and, just that hustle bro, wake up at 4 a.m. every morning. What do you mean you have kids? That whole concept just overtakes. And I think that a lot of people think that maybe achieving flow is not for them. It's for extreme athletes or somebody with a cold plunge and no responsibilities. But it can very easily be accessed by all of us on a daily basis, any time we want, really. So, and I want everybody to know that, first of all. And then I really want everybody to know that the way we get to that every day is actually just by playing. And it's far too simple to just say that because no one would believe us.
Right.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
So it has to be a long title and an hour long presentation. I'm just excited to get that out because I do think it's something that we should all be experiencing every day. And a lot of us think that we can't.
I love that because my philosophy is very similar. I like to say that the KISS method, which is keep it soulfully simple. It's not in the corporate world. In the corporate world, they say keep it simple, stupid. But in the profit coach world, we say keep it soulfully simple.
Yes.
And joy is the best business strategy. People are like, oh, like, well, it's not that simple. And I'm like, actually, it is. It is that simple. And simple doesn't mean easy because we've been conditioned to believe that it's just this long to-do list.
Right.
And that removes the joy and there's no play in that. And I love when I come across either like just new business buddies or new clients and we move into this conversation. And they're like, like there's just something about you, like this essence that you bring into the work that you do. And they become more connected with like their higher power and God or source or whatever it is for them. And they release control. It takes a while though to get there. But then when they get there and understand how simple it is, and once you learn how to do it and it's a practice, just like anything, it takes some discipline and practice and you're going to fall down and then you're going to get back on. And it might include things like cold plunges and those things.
Right.
But it doesn't have to. And that's the beautiful thing. And my co-host, Travis, that's one of the things I love because he does a lot of work in the health, wellness, vitality space. And he talks about how there is all of this messaging out there in that health and wellness space that like, you just have to do exactly this thing and then you'll meet your goal. And like, but what if that's not good for you? Like, what if it doesn't work with your lifestyle? What if you don't enjoy that? What if you tried that and it didn't work? And so I think that's really, I don't feel like you hear a lot of that in particular in the health and wellness space. And so I'm really excited to kind of have that in there. And he's all about fun. So he fits right in with the soulful entrepreneur vibes. Oh my gosh, we could just turn this into a 3-hour conversation, but I recognize we're here in an interview capacity. So thank you for sharing all of those different little pieces. And I do think it is simple. And so maybe next time you do this talk, we'll simplify that title and drill it down. So we're going to move into our rapid fire round. Acey, I know you are not aware of what these questions are. So we're going to just rapid fire, just a fun little way to get to know a little bit more about you as a person. So early riser or night owl?
Early riser.
Beach or mountains?
Mountains. Live in Colorado.
The funnest memory you had from 2023?
I'm not good with the superlatives, like favorites and things.
Me neither.
First one that comes to mind is visiting Edinburgh for the first time. I'd never been overseas. Took a train from London to Edinburgh. That was pretty great.
Wow, that must have been beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's just the first one that came to mind. It's definitely probably not like top. But anyway.
Awesome. Well, think more about that, and then during the summit, you can share more. And then the biggest takeaway from 2023 that you have.
So I've never been very consistent with resolutions and whatnot, and that kind of thing. And I always liked the idea of people choosing a word, but again, choosing just one thing. Difficult for me, concept. So I'd never really done it before, but last year I think it was early February, but beginning of the year, I was in a meeting where they were talking about making words and everything. And I had gotten there late and I was going to go last and everybody was saying their word. And it got to me. I just went, lead into the chaos. And so I was like, it's a bunch of words. It's shocking, but I did. And I spoke that into existence for myself. And the whole year was kind of chaotic. So my takeaway is, and I've known this, it's things we know, but be careful what you say and what you tell yourself. So my word for this year is space, because look at me, one word, just one, but it has like 3 or 4 meanings. So that's my biggest takeaway is be careful of your language and what you tell yourself.
Awesome. Well, Acey, we can't wait to help you in the space of 2024. It was so nice to get to know just a little bit more about you. If you are listening to this video, we would love to personally invite you to join us at the 2024 Soulful Entrepreneur Summit. You can get more details and register for your ticket at getsoulfulsuccess.com. The link is below. And we just can't wait to see everybody at the end of February 2024. So thank you again so much, Acey, and we'll see you soon.
Thanks for having me.